All right, hey, 1060. We'll pick up here where we left off on the last video. Again, we're talking about the research proposal specifically, and we are kind of in here in the actual assignment, kind of the things that we want to kind of include in our 500 words. So there's going to be, I don't say that they'll be quick, but we want to make sure that every single sentence is kind of like power packed. And of course, some of these things are lists, so that's a little different. So introduce the question, right, or the issue. We're going to do, like I said, we're going to do brainstorming next week, that you're going to kind of be pursuing. So I'm trying to think of like, what are good topic suggestions or topic ideas. So I'll just give you some ones from previous semesters where, so I had one student who was struggling with, she had some food allergies. And so she did research about food allergies. So her question was, with the particular allergies that she has, where could she possibly go to, find the right types of foods? What were some of the side effects? What are the things that she can do to kind of avoid and those who maybe help other people, in ways of thinking about, those type of things. Another one, young lady was going to be an English teacher. And so she was thinking about, okay, how can I entice my students in the future, to think about reading and to think about reading more specifically. And so she decided to talk about college students and their reading habits and stress the importance of reading. So she went and found a bunch of research about that we have in our field about the benefits of reading, what it can do, how it can help the mind, how it can help thinking, how it can help you perspective. It helps you socially, intellectually, emotionally. And so she did her research on that and found where people were talking about that thing. So I'll just throw out a couple of ideas for you. So we have a possible title. We have a couple of paragraphs to describe what you're working on. Why is it interesting, significant, which we just talked about in the last video. What's one new thing you might experiment with, or further develop your previous knowledge on the project. And as I mentioned, the future English teacher was talking about reading. How can I think about reading kind of new and differently as opposed to just assigning readings, and what are some of these other things that go with it? So she kind of approached it in that way. And then a brief list of methods. Kind of how are you going to go about finding some information? What's your process maybe look like? That might be a little more challenging. I plan on doing X, Y, and Z. And then we were talking about the 3 to 5 sources and locations of information, where you might get them. And then we want to talk about any other main points that you might want to address in your project. What do you think you might say? What statement do you have to make? What is the thing that you want to kind of like accomplish when you're done? And so other ways to kind of think about, you obviously say we can't do personal interviews, but we could conduct surveys online if we wanted to ask. So for example, the young lady that was doing the thing on reading, she put a survey together and I sent it out to the class and to all my classes and students. And they kind of answered a survey asking about the reading habits, why they read, why they don't read. If they do read, why do they read? What kinds of things do they read? What do they think they get out of reading? Those kind of things. So we can do through old archives. We can definitely do that online. There's a lot of archives on the internet we can think about. And then the other works of media, obviously you can, videos, or if you're, depending on what your topic is, someone might have a blog about it, that would qualify, perhaps as a primary resource for part of it, to blend with your scholarly resources. And then finally, we want to make a statement that affirms not only what you're doing, but if you had to do primary research, which we're not going to be able to do the face-to-face interviews, we don't have to worry about that so much. And then if you have any questions or concern about successfully completing the project, depending on your topic, then that's an opportunity for you to tell me those, and we can kind of talk about those. So our minimum requirements is at least 500 words up to 750 words, should be a couple, 3 pages. We want to have 5 to 10 sources, 3 to 5 primary, 3 to 5 secondary, and then choose your particular style method. If you want MLA, APA, or if you have another one that you choose to do, and if you're going into a specific field, that might kind of help you determine which one you want to kind of practice with, and I'll be happy to help you with those. All right, so that's kind of the research proposal in 2 parts, 2-part video. So I hope that helps kind of think about that. We're going to put a lot of that stuff into play next week, and think about that as you're watching these scholarly conversation videos. Stay awesome, guys. Bye now. Stay safe.